everyone and welcome back to YG Radio. I'm your host Harry Allen and today we're going to be looking at the cover card of Blazing Vortex, the brand new booster set. It's just been revealed and it's not Volcanics. As you can see by the thumbnail, it's not Volcanics, it's Armed Dragon. Who saw this one coming? Certainly not Pain and certainly not me or anyone, I think. But I'm a big fan of Armed Dragons. They were my favourite dragons in the GX era. I grew up on that era and I love them so much. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the brand new Armed Dragon cards. I think they're pretty phenomenal. Not meta, but phenomenal. So Armed Dragon Thunder level 10. That's right, they're called Thunder now. They're not Thunder monsters, thankfully, but they're called Thunder nonetheless. He's a Wind Dragon effect monster with the exact same stat lineup as the original Armed Dragon level 10. Apply one or more of the following effects according to this card's attack if it was special summoned by an Armed Dragon monster effect. That's important and we'll get to that later. So, one attack point or more, pretty easy to do I think. This card's name is treated as Armed Dragon level 10. Okay. 10 or more cannot change control. 100 or more cannot be destroyed by battle. 1000 or more, and this is the important one, once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one other card in the field, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains 1000 attack. 10,000 or more, once per turn, you destroy all other cards on the field. Not sure how you're going to get to 10,000 in Archetype, but I'm sure there's a way you can cheese it with some other external cards. But it's this 1,000 or more attack, which is the most important effect. It's a quick effect. Yes, you can only activate during your opponent's turn, which kind of sucks. But it's a quick effect at least, so you can do it during your opponent's turn. You can disrupt their plays. You can target their field spells. It's not monster specific. It's just target destruction. And you might go, but Harry, come on, you have to discard a card here. That's not very good in 2020. Actually, this archetype is pretty good. And to show why, let's look at Armed Dragon Thunder level 7. Same stat lineup as the original one. You can only use this card's name, second and third effect once per turn. First effect, this card's name is treated as Armed Dragon level 7 while it's face up or in the graveyard. Fantastic. Second effect, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Send this card from the field, not hand, from the field to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon one level 10 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. So you could bring out another copy of itself if you really wanted to for some odd reason. Third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster effect, you can add one Armed Dragon card from your deck to your hand. And that is the reason why discarding these cards, or them going from the field to the graveyard, is actually fine, because you're going to get your resources back. The fact this card can add any Armed Dragon card, not monster, is phenomenal, and we'll get to that later because there's a couple of spells in here which I think are fantastic. This card's brilliant, by the way. You're playing 3 of. Next up, we have Armed Dragon Thunder level 5. Same stat lineup, obviously. You can only use this card as a second and third effect once per turn. First effect, exactly the same as Thunder level 7. You can treat this card as Armed Dragon level 5 while it's face up or on the graveyard. Second effect, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 7 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. It's essentially level 7, but slightly weaker, much like the original level 5. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster's effect, you can add one level 5 or higher Wind Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of Wind Dragon monsters out there. I'm not looking at them. I'm just looking at the Armed Dragon cards. This is great because you can just get out your Armed Dragons that you might want to discard to use their effects later on or for the turn after. I like this card. I don't think it's quite as good as level 7, but it's very, very important because you can use him to get 10 in your hand. Or, say, you could use him to get another copy of himself. So next turn you can discard to add another Wind Dragon monster. There's a lot of plays this card can do, and I quite like that. Not as good as 7, but still pretty good. Now, my favourite level 3 monster of all time, Armed Dragon, level 3, Thunder version. You can only use this card second and third effect once per turn. If this card... this card's name is treated as Armed Dragon level 3, getting ahead of myself here, while it's in face up or in the graveyard, exactly the same as before. So, its effect, You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from your field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 5 or lower armed dragon monster from your hand or deck. Once again, slightly weaker one than the others, but important nonetheless. Third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate dragon monster effect, you can draw one card. So, the entire point is to bring out 3, normal summon, special summon, however you want to do it, send him to the graveyard, draw a card in the process, bring out level 5 effect activates, send him to the graveyard, get another monster, send level 7 to get level 10. They all work together, and yes, you're discarding cards, but then you're drawing a card, adding a dragon card, and then adding any armed dragon card on top of that. So you're getting all your resources. Essentially, with this package, you're getting an armed dragon thunder level 10 out for free, as long as you can get level 3 out first. So how do you get level 3 out? Well, you've got cards like Dragon Ravine, but you've also got the brand new, wait, I'm trolling, we've got a new boss monster first. Before we talk about the spells, we've got to talk about this card. Surprise boss monster here, Armed Dragon level 10, white. Light Dragon, same stat lineup as level 10, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own effect. And you can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. So you can banish armed dragon monsters from your field or graveyard with a total level of 10, not more, has to be exactly 10 here, special summon this card from your hand. Then, randomly, you can add 1 white veil from your deck to your hand. If you don't know what white veil is, I don't blame you. It's a random equip spell, which essentially, when it's equipped to a monster, your opponent cannot activate spell traps during the battle phase when it attacks, and all face-up spell traps they control are negated. And if the equipped monster destroys a opponent's monster by battle, all their spell traps are destroyed. But if the equipped card goes, you take 3,000 points of damage. It's a really weird effect. I'm not sure why this card searches it. Maybe there's like some lore reason behind it. I'm not sure. It seems a bit weird to me. Second effect, you take no effect damage. Ah! So there you go. The 3,000 burn is completely mitigated. That's quite nice. Third effect, at the start of the damage step, when this card attacks, you can throw 1 card on the field. So this card works very well with White Veil, but only specifically if you equip it to this card. I'm not sure if it's warrant playing this card, but at the end of the day, if you've got, say, armed dragons in the graveyard that are sitting there doing nothing, you can at least banish them to bring out a 3,000 beater. That's pretty nice. It's okay. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the others, but heck, 3,000 beater that can destroy any card on the field at the start of the damage step, that's pretty nice. It means you can get over monsters with a considerable more attack. Now, the spell card that I want to talk about, Armed Dragon Flash. You can only activate this card once per turn. Special summon 1 level 3 Armed Dragon monster from your deck in defense position. Huzzah! We've got emergency teleport for armed dragons. This is brilliant. This is a 3 of. I don't need to say anything else about this card, except that you're wanting to play it. It's brilliant. And speaking of brilliant, Armed Dragon Blitz. This spell is broken. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card, except dragon monsters. That has to be there, by the way. First effect, only effect, needs no more. Target 1 armed dragon monster you control. Take 1 monster with the same name from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. If you special summon the special summon monster, it cannot attack directly. Okay, it can't attack directly, but it can still use its effect. So you could say, bring out Armed Dragon level 5 or 7, and then activate Blitz. Because when Blitz is activated, you can bring out another 7. And then you can use that 7 to bring out a level 10. Whilst the other level 7 can just sit there for a turn and attack. That's a lot of damage. Maybe the entire turn restriction is a bit much, but I can see why Konami wanted to put that restriction in. The fact you're getting a free monster that's going to be about 27 to 3,000 attack points that can still use its effects, although do keep in mind Armed Dragon level 10 can only use its effects if it was summoned by a monster effect. So this is mainly a way to beat down your opponent, but it's still a pretty good card. Although, because of ignoring special summoning conditions, you can bring out white with this, and that's brilliant, because white can still use its pop effect. I like that. I think this card is great. Let's move on to the next one. This one is Armed Dragon Lightning. It's a continuous spell. You can only use its first effect once per turn. And you can target 1 Armed Dragon monster you control to activate one of these effects. First effect, it gains 100 attack by its level. So, Armed Dragon level 10 becomes a 4,000 beater. That's nice. Or you can add one armed dragon monster with a level lower or equal to that monster from your graveyard to your hand. Brilliant, we need a way to recur our resources. And a second effect, if an armed dragon monster you control, or monsters, would be destroyed by a card effect, you can send this card from the graveyard to the graveyard instead. Absolutely great. Not the most important card ever, but it's recurrence, it's protecting your monsters, which is good, because Armed Dragon level 10 has no way to protect itself from card effect destruction. So this is brilliant. I'm not sure you want to add this card through Armed Dragon level 7, unless you've got everything else, but it's still a great card, and I can see you playing it if you're playing a pure Armed Dragon build. Finally, we do have a trap. I'm not a big fan of the trap, I'm going to be honest, but its second effect is quite nice. So you can only use either this card's first or second effect once per turn, and only once that turn. That sucks, but to be honest, 90% of the time you're just going to use the second effect. First effect, target one Armed Dragon monster you control. It gains 1000 attack for each Armed Dragon monster in your graveyard with a different name with an equal or lower level to that monster. But all battle damage that monster inflicts to your opponent becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. This is the in-archetype way to try to get Armed Dragon level 10 to 10,000. But even at a stretch, it's gonna be really hard. You have to start playing the original Armed Dragons for that. And I'm not sure if you're gonna be wanting to play the original Armed Dragons here. Like, there's not much synergy between the original ones and the new ones. I think that's a bit of a dull effect. If you could still do battle damage, this would be amazing. But you don't. So it's a bit weird. Second effect, however, I think is really good, because you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Armed Dragon spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So, you know, you want to bring out another level 3 from your deck, you've got it. You want to maybe get some more recursion, you've got it. You want to get out a second Armed Dragon level 7 or level 10, you've got it. That is brilliant. You are going to Foolish Burial Goods this card every single game. This card is brilliant for that effect. For that effect, its first effect is, I don't even acknowledge it, in my opinion. I don't think it's that good. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like these new cards? Are you sad they're not volcanic? Are you hoping we still get volcanic? Or are you thinking, this is brilliant, this is what we wanted? Surprisingly, I'm curious to hear your opinions on this. The community is a bit split, but I think personally this is great. Whatever you think, please do like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment below if you have any suggestions you'd like to see next. Consider subscribing if you want to help me out. And until next time, I've been Harry Allen. Goodbye.